This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Well, it's coming down to it here on the Lancer Locker. We've only got a couple weeks left of this show in the 2022-2023 season, and we're going to spend them talking future. We're going to talk fall. We're going to talk right now. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk softball. We're going to talk the whole thing, and wrap up a few sports here today as well on the Lancer Locker. My name is Tel Tanner. Welcome you in to another show on another Monday, the Lancer Locker on KYNT. We're going to go ahead and talk Mount Marty University athletics for the next half hour as we bring in two very special guest coaches to talk with us here. First up is going to be Belen Albertos. I spoke with Belen earlier this morning, had her in the booth. It was great to see her again. It's been a minute since we've talked volleyball. I think it was January or February, late January, early February, I think, was the last time I was able to get her in the booth. And we talked recruiting, we talked spring ball for volleyball, and the upcoming schedule over the off season, over the summer months, finals week, everything in between. We also spoke with Dan Fitzsimmons earlier today, the head coach of the Mount Marty track and field program. They just had the Drake Relays and a Mount Marty invite, the Mount Marty Last Chance this last weekend. And this week, this upcoming weekend, they are getting ready for the GPAC Championship meet. So we talked with Dan Fitzsimmons earlier today as well. Both of those two interviews coming up in a couple of minutes. First, we get in our week of review. We got a lot more to talk about. The GPAC Women's Golf Tournament started today, by the way, in Spencer, Iowa. Mount Marty Lancers are competing in the event. The event's going to be taking place today and tomorrow over a 54-course hole. Basically, 54 holes over the course. Lancer sophomore Kelsey Heath leading Mount Marty into the tournament. She's won the GPAC Women's Golfer of the Week twice this season, only one of four athletes in the conference to win the award multiple times this year. As we go to tennis now, the Mount Marty men's tennis team ended their season with a 3-11 record following their first round exit in the GPAC tournament at the hands of Morningside on Friday. Mount Marty men's tennis had 3 victories this season, and that's the most in a single season for the young program. The Lancers also grabbed their first GPAC victory in program history earlier this season when they defeated Hastings College 5-2. So great improvement on the men's tennis side of things. Also, a couple of seasons that did end over the weekend as well. The GPAC men's golf team in the GPAC tournament placed 11 in the tournament championship in Vermilion, played on the Bluffs Golf Course, placed 11th in that meet to the men's team. And Mount Marty women's tennis finished their season last week, 0-11 overall in 2023, the spring year. As we go to baseball, softball now, we'll start it off in the softball side of things. MMU softball split their doubleheader with Doane over the weekend. They finished the regular season with a 17-20 record, 10-12 in GPAC play. The Lancers dropped game 1 5-1, but won game 2 5-4. Abigail Page led MMU in the win as she went 3 for 4 with an RBI, while Hannah Keith earned the win in relief for starter Michaela Gronke. The Lancers have qualified for the GPAC tournament as the 8th seed, and they're going to be meeting top-seeded Northwestern College on Wednesday, May 3rd is when that one's going to be happening. Wednesday of this week. Lancers are 0-2 this season against the Red Raiders. They're going to be looking to avenge that as we have the GPAC tournament coming up this Wednesday. We're going to be speaking with the head coach of the program next week on the Lancer Locker as we talk either national week or wrapping up the season. We're going to be talking Mount Marty softball with the head coach Caleb Bryant next weekend. Also, we're going to be talking with Josh Tykro next week on the Lancer Locker as well about baseball, because the GPAC baseball tournament is coming up this weekend as well. Lancers wrapped up their regular season over the weekend with a doubleheader sweep against Hastings College, a Thursday-Saturday doubleheader. So they ended up playing 4 games over 3 days. It was weird, I know, but they ended up winning all of them. They won game 1 4-3 and 9-1 were the final scores. And on Saturday, 4-2 and 12-5 over Hastings College. Now we get the GPAC tournament. Going to be Thursday is when they start. Lancers will be playing Jamestown, the 5 seed. Lancers are the 4 seed, playing Jamestown, the 5 seed, noon Thursday. We will have that coverage right here on KYNT. Let's go ahead and take a break here on the Lancer Locker. We've got those 2 interviews coming up. I spoke with both Belen Albertos and Dan Fitzsimmons earlier today. Let's go ahead and take a break, come back, talk volleyball in a couple of minutes.
What's special about Slumberland is ours is a free service. They get to come into our store. It helps the customer understand how the space is going to work so that they don't feel nervous about their purchase. If you live locally, you can set up an appointment with one of our sales representatives where we can come into your home and help you understand if you want to go shopping in your own home and bring some different pieces in to help them work with maybe the new piece you're looking for.
Free interior design service at Yankton Slumberland, located at 2401 Broadway Avenue.
Finding a primary care provider who fits your needs is vital. With Dr. Amanda Sedlacek at Yankton Medical Clinic, the focus is on you and your health journey. As a doctor of osteopathic medicine, Dr. Sedlacek takes a whole person approach to medicine. She provides comprehensive care for both women and men, including routine, preventative, and acute care, along with screenings and necessary treatments. Schedule your appointment with Dr. Amanda Sedlacek today. Learn more at yanktonmedicalclinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
When you need to be sure, make it Sureco. For over 40 years, Sureco has been revolutionizing the tarping industry. From the original Sherlock side-to-side roll tarp to the 4500 series electric tarp to the ProTrap electric hoppers, Sureco has been exceeding the needs of farms and fleets across the U.S. and beyond. When only the best will do, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us online at Sureco.com. Make it Sureco.
What's the best beverage to enjoy while rooting on your team? 1919 root beer, of course. 1919 is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. The unique recipe and these choice ingredients make 1919 the creamiest, full-bodied draft root beer available. Find it in 12 packs and single-serve cans at grocery, convenience stores, and restaurants. 1919 is alcohol-free and contains no caffeine, making it a beverage of choice at any time for anyone in the family.
Hello. Here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
And we return here on the Lancer Locker, I believe our second to final week. Probably going to finish up next week. I don't even know. Y'all know how it works here. I don't know anything. But anyways, let's go ahead and turn our attention to volleyball here on the Lancer Locker. Belen Albertos back in the booth with me. It has been a minute since we've been able to sit and talk, but I'm very excited for this one. I want to talk about the volleyball program. Belen, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. What about you?
I am doing amazing. We are wrapping up the spring season with sports here, and you guys had a pretty special spring as well. You had a tournament back on like the 15th of this month. You've been working, and now your players are just stressing about finals week. So let's talk about finals for a student athlete. What is that like at Mount Marty?
So this week is finals week, like you say, and you can tell, like even last week, they were also stressed, like finals are coming, final presentations, final papers. So like this week is final week, and normally they have the finals either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So by Thursday, everybody's done. And of course, depending on your schedule, you can have 3 finals on Thursday, 2 on Monday, like you never know, right? And even some classes, they don't even have the finals. So for each of our players, this week is going to look completely different. But one thing that we do, we give this week off because we understand they need to focus on their class. They need to focus on their classes. They need to study. So we don't want to add any more stress to that. But we know they are all going to do great, but they just need to get through this week.
So when it's not finals week, the rest of this spring, what did that kind of look like? The workout programs, the practices, individual work. Tell me about the spring training at Mount Marty for volleyball.
So as soon as we come back from Christmas, we have a few weeks that is all about workouts, lifting, conditioning, and then by mid-February, we start adding our practice time as well. So we do a lot of individual work, like the setters come and we work just with the setters, or the headers come and we work with the headers. Same thing with DSs. And then 3 times a week, we have have team practice. So our goal is to put everything that we've been working with those individual groups together during practice time. So it is a lot of training. It is a lot of skill training. We break down a lot of the skills. So now is when we have the time to do that. When we get in season, it's crazy. You have so many games that you don't even have time. So, okay, we are going to work just on hitting and make sure your arm goes all the way up. Like these kind of little things we can work during the spring. We have like tennis balls, and for like 20 minutes, they are working with a tennis ball just to make sure we transfer that to volleyball. So now is the time that we have to do all of that. And like you mentioned, we play a little tournament scrimmage in April 15th, and we play against other teams in our conference like Dakota Wesleyan. We also play against Dakota State. So it is nice to have some competition too, when you have so many weeks of training and you get tired of playing against each other. So it was nice to play other opponents too.
And how did the tournament go for you? How did you think your team looked in spring?
I think like we saw really good things, and then we saw things that we need to keep working on. I feel like until you don't get to the point of competition, I feel like there are some things that it goes really well during training, but then you have to put it in competition as well. So we saw a lot of great things that we are really excited for the future, and then we saw the things that we need to keep working on for sure.
Belen, as we talk about your new additions to this program, you got 12 new additions coming in, 10 freshmen, and 2 transfers coming in from presentation. Give me your overall thoughts on this class before we really start talking about them.
Well, first, it's a huge class. It's probably the biggest since I've been here. It's 12 new people and 10 freshmen. So out of the 12, we have 3 setters, and everybody else, they are all hitters. So it is going to be a big transition, but we lost a lot of hitters last year. So we needed to mainly recruit hitters for this year. So we are really excited with all of them. We had all of them 2 weeks ago with us. They play with the team. And just seeing the connection with the setters, like the hitters, like right away, they never played together. And even our players, they came to us like, oh my God, look at these freshmen and look at these freshmen. So I think it's going to be good for everybody because it's going to be like a healthy competition because everybody's going to have to earn their spot. With having a bigger roster, not everybody's going to get to play and the playing time is going to be less. So I think it's creating a healthy competition in our team as well.
Let's talk about those 2 transfers then. There were two players that needed a home because they're both coming in from Presentation University, which unfortunately has now closed. Tell me about those 2 players and bringing them into Mount Marty from Presentation.
So those 2 players, one is a hitter and one is a setter. And actually with the hitter, Emma, we talked when she was in high school too, but she decided to go to Presentation. So it was nice to talk to her again. And when they came for 2 weeks ago for Commits Day, like it was really nice to see them happy again because I know it's been really hard times for them. Like a couple months ago, they find out that they couldn't stay in the school that they decided to go. So like I think they feel really grateful that they have another opportunity, and we are really grateful that they decided to transfer here. Like I think they're both gonna be really good additions to our program. So we were just happy that they, like you say, they found a place for the next 3 years. So that was really nice to see.
And as you talk about them, we talk about our freshmen as well. 10 of them coming in. Give me some of the names of these players coming in.
So we have a couple from South Dakota. We have Addison Indall. She's from Burke, South Dakota. She's an outside hitter. She was a All-State player, Class B, amazing player. We actually watched her in the state, and we were really impressed. We also have Gabby Miller from the Black Hills, another outside hitter, and that was like out of our radar. So when she came for a visit, we were really she impressed us so much, like the level that she was playing, like how strong she is as a hitter. So those are a couple from South Dakota. We also have a setter from South Dakota, Brianna Even, too, a great setter. I feel like all these freshmen are so hungry to play that I think that's something that we really need in this program. And I think all of them, when they came, they're transferring that to our players as well. And then we have a player from Canada. We have a player from Colorado. So we have a few players around the area like South Dakota, Nebraska, but we also have, like I say, one from Canada, one from Colorado. So we are just really excited to put all of that together.
And you actually did get a chance to put it all together here a couple weeks ago. You had everybody on campus in a very full gym with 30 players all at once. What was that like, having everybody together for the first time? How'd that go?
Well, I'm not going to lie. It was a little crazy at the beginning when they were all warming up. Of course, we set up 2 courts and everything, but I look at my assistant coach, Sophia, oh my God, like this is gonna look like next year. So like I think we are really excited because like I say, like things happen through the season, people can get hurt, and then you start running that you don't even have players to play. So like we are really excited that we are gonna have that depth. Like we are gonna have a lot of people, and if something happens, we are gonna have a backup player. And I think like because we have so many people, like I say, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see like, oh, okay, these freshmen can start, because our goal is to start some of these freshmen just to get them ready. And when they're here from 4 years and they're seniors and they've been playing varsity for 4 years, our goal is, of course, that they become amazing players too. So we are just really excited to see all of that.
As we talk about the summer months now, it is the finals week right now, and then you're going to be bidding farewell to some of these players for a couple months, but some of them stay in Yankton. Let's talk about some of these summer work. For the players that stay in Yankton, what will that look like over the summer months?
So for the ones that are staying in Yankton, we are actually working on a schedule that they can all come together and do the workouts all together. I really believe when you work out, even with a partner, you're just going to work extra harder, right? It's a little harder when you're by yourself. So we need to put all of them together. I know all of them work full time, of course, so we are just trying to find times, like 3 times a week, that they all come and they work out together. And then through the summer we do open gyms as well, normally Sundays, because it's when everybody can come. And we have a lot of people from around here, so, and they've been asking me already, like, when is going to be our first open gym? And I'm like, well, we need to make sure that we take schedules and everything. So for the ones that are going to stay in town, I'm going to try to do some individual workouts as well, like on the court, so not just on the weight room, but if we can touch the ball, because it's almost 3 months, and 3 months without touching a ball, I'm a little worried about that too. So we need to make sure that they put the work. So, but again, they're already asking me when we can go, and we literally just got done last week. So I think they're excited to work through the summer too.
And for the players that will not be staying in Yankton, do they get a list of homework that they got to do?
Yes. So our strength and conditioning coach sends the workouts to everybody. So everybody needs to do it in their own if they are not in town. We do like a big and little sister, so you have to be accountable with your sister. So one of the seniors, we have her with like a freshman, so she needs to be double checking that they are doing their workouts, and sometimes in like different ways, like sending pictures, videos, you know, like they all use social media. So like I know Snapchat is a big thing for our team, so I know just sending like pictures working out is just to make sure that everybody's accountable. And we tell these, like, if you don't work out, we are gonna know, like the first day of preseason, and it's not we are just gonna know, like you are gonna fall behind. So I think it's more about responsibility too. Like, do you want to waste everything that you have done during the spring? Like, do you want to come ready right away? Because we don't have that much time once we come for preseason, so we need to make sure that everybody's ready to go.
Well, Belen, I appreciate your time. We are starting to run out of time here, but I appreciate you coming in to talk with me today. It sounds like a really good recruiting class. I am excited for this 2023 fall season.
Yes, we are really excited too. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, Belen. Let's go ahead and take a break here on the Lancer Locker now. That'll do it for volleyball. Come back in a couple of minutes, talk track and field on KYNT.
Purchasing a home in a competitive market can be frustrating. Having to make quick decisions is stressful. That's why it's important to be guided by an experienced real estate professional. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and as an agent with more than 15 years of experience, I'll guide you through the home buying process and give you information necessary to make the right decisions in your home search. Call me today at 664-5555.
United Way of Greater Yankton changes lives and improves our community by mobilizing people and resources to drive strategic impact in education, financial stability, and health of every person in the Greater Yankton community. United Way uplifts individuals and families every day with measurable programs that deliver long-term results. Make your gift United Way's Community Impact Fund, supporting over 65 local programs at yanktonunitedway.org/give or text Yankton to 41444.
Started vaping at parties. It was fun, but then I couldn't live without it. I was hiding it from my family, even my friends. My skin was breaking out, couldn't focus, and I was spending a fortune on pods. Too hard to quit on my own. I was so addicted. So I called the Quit Line. Coach Tara helped me get through the cravings. I'm vape-free. I couldn't have done it alone.
If you need help quitting vape, call the South Dakota Quit Line at 1-866-SD-QUITS.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans. investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
We were founded on innovation and a passion to help our customers. This is Chris Sawtell at Aztec in Yankton. We also want our employees to thrive and succeed every day. Our core values are more than something we list on a wall. We live them every day. We have openings in a variety of departments, sign-on bonuses up to $2,000, immediate benefits like retirement savings, paid holidays, bonus earnings, tuition reimbursement, and more. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Stop by for a walk-in interview or click on careers at aztecindustries.com.
And we'll return on the Lancer Locker on a Monday. My name is Tel Tanner. Let's go to track and field now with the head coach of the program, Dan Fitzsimmons. First-year head coach of the Lancers, man who has just a ton of experience. My former teacher at the University of South Dakota. I will never get over that. That's always just funny that we have that little bit of a past. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Sun's out and no snow in the forecast, so it finally feels like track season.
Yes. Oh, it has been a wild spring. I know the baseball team didn't have their home opener until April 6th. What was that like this spring, running with all of the snow and everything going on?
Well, it was interesting because when we hosted the Mount Marty Twilight last week, we were figuring out some things that we didn't notice when we were practicing there. But again, we probably only practiced 5 or 6 times on the track before we hosted a home meet. So we felt like rookies being out there for the first time.
How'd it go hosting that meet?
There's always a little hiccups here and there, but overall I think it was a really good meet. I think it was a great experience for many of the athletes that participated. I know a lot of teams had their athletes get season bests, which at this time of the year, that's what you're looking to do, is have them run their best and maybe qualify for conference or nationals.
Now, as we talk about the season as a whole, you've had a lot of not just season bests, but school bests. You've had a lot of school records set, and then those same school records broken later in the season. It's been a special year for the track and field team. What do you think leads to all of these, this faster times, faster and faster?
Well, there's a saying that champions breed champions, and we're very fortunate that in many of the events that we're setting numerous school records, they're not only being set, but they're being set by different individuals. So it's a great competitive environment, but yet since we're a team, you don't hear much of the animosity that maybe would go along when you're competing for the same goal. Our women literally. It seems like every time we go to a track meet, one of our women breaks an individual record or one of our relays break a record. So we've had a lot of our female athletes involved in all those record-setting performances, and I think that not only bodes well for the program, but it bodes well for the future because we have got a nice mix of veterans, and we do have a lot of freshmen.
Let's talk about that freshman class, the future of this program, some of those names that are going to be real well known to Lancer fans over the next couple of years, and then recruiting class coming forward. Tell me about some of these young athletes at Mount Marty.
Well, on the women's side, Lexi Evans, Ellie Sorensen, and Izzy Hardmeyer are part of our 4x1, and were very successful indoors, and they're well on their way to being very successful outdoors, and hopefully they can both score, all of them can score some points at the GPAC championships for us. But we have about 27 new faces in our program, and so a couple of weeks ago when we hit the BLI trip, half our team was gone. So it's been nice to have them all back, and most of them are healthy. And it's fun because instead of looking to replace a whole relay squad, now we're just looking for 1 or 2 individuals to join into that squad. And that adds to the depth of our program in those events.
Let's move to your most recent meet, the Drake Relays. There was obviously a larger meet at Drake University, a D1 school. How did that go for the Lancers in terms of running?
We were a little tired. I thought we did great. We accomplished some of the goals we'd had set by going there. We had a few more opportunities where we could have run, but we would really had to have stretched our people thin, and since we competed on Sunday and then we competed on Wednesday and then we started on Friday, you're looking at 3 meets in 6 days, and if you qualify for finals on Friday, you're looking at 4 meets, and all of a sudden, you start worrying that conferences next week and you don't want to get anyone hurt. So the irony is, had we not run on Wednesday, some of the times we ran on Wednesday where we broke school records, those would have been school records on Thursday and Friday. So they ran really, really well. But, once you break the school record, you want to break it again. So if all of a sudden they're not as excited at running under 4 minutes in a 4x4 or, our men's 4x4, we were just looking to improve our seeding for the GPAC meet. And we'd run 3:28 the previous week, and this week we ran 3:22. And that gave us an opportunity to be in the fast heat come conference time. So some of those types of things are what we were looking to do. I mean, naturally, we would have loved to have seen, Marcus Jonathan qualify in the 100 and Donnie Breckenridge and Nathan Simmons lighted up in some races. But as the meet wore on, the rain started, the cold came in, and unlike many other meets, Drake doesn't turn around their start-finish line. So they were running very often into a headwind when they were running the hurdles in the 100, and that made for some difficult performances. So very thankful we had the meet on Sunday, very thankful we had the meet on Wednesday, because had we not had those opportunities, maybe we wouldn't have had as many good performances for the week.
I bet I'd run a solid 30 seconds in a 100-meter hurdles anyway. You give me a headwind, that goes to like over a minute. So I'm still impressed by your athletes. As we talk about the future now, GPAC championships coming up. You just mentioned these guys. A lot of these players set school records throughout the season. Some of them in the Mount Marty meet in Yankton on this Wednesday, and then some of them a little disappointed in Drake. Does that add a little bit of a chip on the shoulder going into championship this weekend for the GPAC?
I wouldn't say there's a chip. I think we just got to figure out how to get ourselves recovered from last week and then get primed up for this weekend. Entries are due tomorrow. So, some of our athletes we haven't seen since, Thursday or Friday when we were gone for Drake. They were home. So this will be a good opportunity today just to see how everybody recovered from the weekend. But as we mentioned before we went on, it's finals week too. So we're trying to balance, many of our athletes, getting good grades on their finals and then still getting recovered and primed for the conference meet. So a lot of it's just going to be a lot of communication. There's nothing we can do right now this week that's going to make us improve our performances that much come GPAC time. The hay's in the barn. We just got to make sure we don't crash the bus on the way to the meet.
I absolutely love that saying. All right, anyways, as we talk about finals week now, you just mentioned finals week and GPAC championships all in the same weekend. It's going to start on Friday, does the championship meet. How does finals work at Mount Marty? Does it wrap up Thursday for your athletes, or does anybody have something?
Well, I think
like
it all depends on what their major is and what classes they're taking and whether it's face-to-face, if it's online. So it's a variety of things going on. So, it's not like we can just say this is what everybody's doing. But the nice part is once they're done, and then it's time to move on to the conference meet. But the focus right now, for the most part, is just to make sure you finish all your class assignments, get all your papers turned in, sure you get your exams completed, and track is way down that list right now. They're in shape, so it's not a matter of us worried about them getting in shape. It's just a matter of them, managing their time so that they can get their academics taken care of. So that's not weighing on their mind when they're competing, this Friday and Saturday.
And then after that, you got the national meet. You've had a couple of qualifiers so far this season after the GPAC championships. What does that turn to for your season when there's no longer school? You're just getting ready for that Concordia meet and then the national championship meet after that.
Well, we'll hopefully get some recovery in after the GPAC meet and from taking finals, and then that allows us some time to rest up and then kind of get tuned up for the national meet. We have that Concordia Twilight on the 12th. That'll help us get tuned up for it as well. Plus, hopefully the weather will continue to get a little warmer and we can be outside a little bit more. And, with 3 weeks, there's some things we can do to improve. There's time to do some things in training that will help us perform at a little higher level. But the main thing right now is just to get through this week and stay healthy and move forward, once the weekend's over.
Well, Coach Fitzsimmons, I appreciate your time coming in and talking with me today. This is the final time that we're going to be able to talk this school year on the Lancer Locker, as our show is not going to last much longer as the school year comes to a close. But I appreciate you coming in and talk with me numerous times throughout the year. Good luck the GPAC Championship this weekend and National Meet and Concordia Meet after that.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is KYNT, the Lancer Locker. Let's go ahead and take a break, come back, finish things up in a couple minutes.
This sports season, keep your athlete hydrated with sparkling ice. Choose from a rainbow of colors and flavors, each sourced from nature with vitamins, antioxidants, and zero sugar. Sparkling ice, tease your taste buds with tropical flavor. And rehydrate with Prime Hydration, the perfect combination of flavor and function, changing how you refresh, replenish, and refuel. With 5 awesome flavors and no added sugar, you're getting the taste you want without anything you don't. Prime Hydration, the perfect boost for every endeavor.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
With a variety of crusts, sauces, and toppings, Pizza Ranch has legendary pizzas that will tempt every one of your taste buds. This is Annie at Yankton Pizza Ranch. From single toppings and create your own to ranch specialties, we invite you to come taste them all on the buffet or delivered to your door. Your locally owned Yankton Pizza Ranch on Broadway, 665-1222.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmock cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
Starting April 1st, Explorers Credit Union is giving away piggy banks for youth accounts. Stop into any branch and pick one up for youth 10 and under. And once per year, Explorers Credit Union will match up to $10 per year in coins with a deposit in all youth savings accounts. Stop into any Explorers Credit Union branch for more information and to pick up your new piggy bank. Discover the difference. ExplorersCU.com.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap things up here on the Lancer Locker. I'm Tel Tanner. Once again, it was a fun show. We had Belen, Albertos, and Dan Fitzsimmons come in to talk about their respective sports, volleyball and track and field. Let's go ahead and turn to our future schedule here on KYNT once again. We've got to get out of here. I've run out of time. First off, Lancer baseball team going to be playing GPAC tournament Thursday against the 5th-seeded Jamestown Jimmies, round 1 in Crete, Nebraska. We will have coverage of that game down in Crete Thursday at noon is when that will be, noon. We'll have coverage on KYNT for that one. Also, the Lancer softball team, they also qualified for the GPAC tournament as the 8th seed. They will be meeting top-seeded Northwestern College in Orange City Wednesday. The Lancers are looking to avenge their earlier losses in the season to the Red Raiders in a 8-1 matchup. That's our upcoming schedule on KYNT. Let's go ahead and finish things up on the Lancer Locker now. And when we come back here in just a couple minutes, we are going to start high school baseball. The Yankton High School is going to be playing. The Yankton Bucks are playing at Riverside Field tonight. Bryce Ladwig, Braden Butler once again having the call, and that is coming up right here, right next on KYNT. I hope you all enjoyed the Lancer Locker. I'm Tel Tanner. We'll see you next week. I turn it over to Bryce and Braden now.